Okay, let's talk about the potential future of the icewings. This is the long-awaited icewing video. I've been working so hard to make on it. If any of you guys have been waiting on it, wait, why did I say long-awaited then? Oh, back to topic. As you can see, there's gonna be a few problems. But does this look very farmable to you, huh? Well, nope, it doesn't. There's not much that grows there, not much that can be farmed there. Some food, but not much. I mean, once again, polar bears would eat all the penguins, so, because penguins aren't used to stuff that'll eat them on land. So, penguins would not be overall that common. They'd be pretty darn rare. They wouldn't be massive pop like Antarctica. They probably could go extinct, actually. Voles could be eaten. I mean, they live underneath the snow, which makes it really hard. But they grow in massive populations. But then again, voles don't have that much meat on them, so not really. Natural freezer makes preserving food very easy, meaning that they could build up a whole lot of food and then just last a long time, and it would last a long time. Low amounts of food leads to population cap. They can't really have a massive population like other dragons can. And although I would like to point something out, there is lots of food underwater, like narwhals, salmon, but they're not exactly aquatic, to be fair. They're not like sea wings. I suppose they could use nets, but it wouldn't be like sea wings. They likely would still be pretty limited food amounts. Do I think they can actually survive without very much population growth? Yes, I do think so. But if they trade, I think they can potentially get a bit more population growth still. Not, to be fair, you want to trade barbecue mudwing master, because everyone knows. Yeah, that's what icewings say. Everyone knows mudwings are barbecue masters, though. But yeah, icewings kind of have an attitude problem. I don't know if you can tell. That might be a problem that, for hundreds of years, probably would make it difficult for other tribes to really want to trade with them. Oh, there's the isolationist hat. Snowfall, that's what you were at the start. You were an isolationist hat. Okay, only instance I know of an alliance in recent time was Blaze, but that was because they could scam the crap out of Blaze, because Blaze is an idiot. Please forgive me, Blaze. Okay, but Blaze is not smart, and please don't get angry at me, Blaze fans. She's just not that smart. She's really nice, though. Okay, the icewings may become incapable of trade, perhaps for a while, especially if they keep it to ourselves attitude, and they also keep that mean attitude. There'll probably be no one that really wants to trade with them. If not, economic success could be great if they pulled their cards right. Trade is risking it for the biscuit, by far. That is a certain thing. You risk it for the biscuit with trade. Okay, well, they can cross into it now, but it's still cold enough to kill other tribes. I honestly don't think it's that they just probably would meet over the border, and I mean, or they'd have to wear tons of winter coats, and then they couldn't even fly at that point. They'd be carrying more winter coats than supplies. Meet over the border, and North Sandwing Kingdom. Yeah, that's honestly kind of the only way they can really trade, truly. Okay, now on to resources. Okay, they got a few good resources overall. Well, to answer you, other than food, what other resources do they have? Okay, well, first of all, one thing I forgot to mention in the sewing video was whale oil, which is probably used for a whole lot of lamps and stuff. And to be fair, a whole lot of whales live up north, so icewings might become a producer of whale oil. Another thing is whalebone. Whalebone is excellent for handles, not weapons. Note that, but it's really good for the handles of weapons. It was used in hammers and stuff. Like as you can see, look at that little hammer up there, whalebone. It's really hard stuff. It's not like steel, but it can still be used for handle really well. Shiny, lots of it. Who doesn't love shinies? Especially dragons. Dragons love their shinies. That's been confirmed in Wings of Fire. And to be fair, that will probably be a trade. Assuming it's like Alaska, they're probably going to have a crap ton of it. Okay, one thing is mining metals is possible up there, and forging is possible and all that, but you gotta get through the snow and all that to get to it, which makes it a bit harder. And then you got the permafrost. Okay, well, for forges, they can just use ice and snow quenches real easily, which will probably be sort of the thing. Okay, one problem is due to how cold it is, their forges might have a hard time igniting or burn out too quickly when they're moving over and not shuffling fuel into it. Another problem is getting clay in any sort of digging project in general will have to deal with ice and permafrost, and they'll have to get through that layer, and it'll be super hard because thermoprost is hard. It still won't be like a stupid reducing, but it would still slightly reduce productivity. But on the other hand, there's probably going to be a mining nation for gold, to be honest. A whole lot of gold. Okay, so maybe moving logs would be difficult because it could just slide out from over them, and they could probably cut it up into pieces. I don't know how much a dragon can carry weight-wise, so probably they'll just cut it up into pieces. Overall, economic success. Minor, if they keep them to themselves, they could grow with, like, trade if they pulled their cards right, if they do it just right, but it's a risk. It's like a 50-50 chance. Now on to military. Well, to answer you, they actually do have some really, really good stuff military-wise. And when I mean good, I mean really good. Okay, first of all, they do have one problem. Where's that army? Okay, there can't be that many of them due to low population amountage. Okay, now, I mean, they just don't have enough people. But on the other hand, their society being so warlike, training is probably pretty darn top-notch. See, for aristocrats, probably very high quality. Even still, for low-quality soldiers, for them, it's probably high quality for the other tribes, because these guys are pretty warlike culture-wise. They've been building up for that. Okay, even without great ice wall, good luck surviving here without 70 coats on or something ridiculous like that. Means more weight, slows them down. They probably can't even fly with that much weight on to keep them warm. And even then, it would be easy to cut off their supply lines, flank them. It's basically Russia's natural defenses on steroids. It honestly kind of is. Which is honestly a good thing for the icewings. I mean, let's be honest. It's really good because if they try to cross into there, they just freeze to death. Okay, now, over here. Now, as for offense, here I think there is a few little problems offense-wise because of their climate and what they're used to. Well, I mean, good luck conquering southern sandwing regions, amount of water loss and stuff, and all that. They can't really invade sea wings either. I mean, nobody can invade the sea wings, to be fair. But same with mudwings and rainwings. They can't really invade those regions because it's simply too warm for them to stay in. Could possibly invade or sandwing kingdom effectively. Oh, and skywings. Skywings they could also invade. Yeah, and also they would kind of be at a good spot, but let's be honest, messing with the Skywings, they're the most powerful country, like in Prioria, so geographically, it's at least possible, but I wouldn't bet on it. I mean, look at the size comparison and army size. Now, on to everyone's favorite subject, politics. Yeah, who doesn't love this subject? Please don't get offended. Wait, what? Okay, due to the sudden change in power from glacier to snowfall, well, there might be some unorder and chaos, especially since that wasn't exactly a normal situation for a queen to die. I'm sorry, but a magical death curse is not normal, even in Prioria. It's just not. Okay, and due to the snowfall being young, might create some, how shall I say it, political distrust in areas. Yeah, that's a problem. That is a huge problem. And, well, it caused chaos and all other sorts of nasty stuff a leader doesn't want. And due to snowfall, start being so, well, isolationist, where superior might cause other tribes to stay away. That attitude might cause damage future relationships with other tribes. It's a bit of a problem. I don't know if Snowfall can fix that perception or not. She might be able to, but it might not work out for them to keep that in mind. Okay, now, honestly, their relationship to the Nightwings in particular has been not very good, or shall I say, very, 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 very bad. Like, horrendous. We're talking trash level. Very low quality relationship. Do I even have to bring up that plague that killed the Icewings clean? Darkstalker, they're not going to get along after that for a long time. Plus, all that indoctrination to hate the Nightwings. Yeah, honestly, it's going to take a while for them to start getting along. There are a few sessions, especially winter, though. And then you got the Silkwings. Their mass immigration up north, I honestly think they would have had to have worn coats or something. That was a problem. That was a huge, huge problem. And to be honest, that probably caused a whole lot of mass paranoia, just like they've had for basically all of their existence, and even worsened their paranoia. Which, to be honest, if you saw a bunch of giant butterfly weirdo like dragons, you'd be freaked out. And then the discovery of a whole new continent probably changed some political ideals, probably caused a bit of chaos. Like, what do we do with these new tribes? What do we do with these new dragons? We don't know how to deal with them. They're different. That's a problem. Okay, then we get to internal problems. Well, if pop grows, food will get scarce. Which, I don't know if you know, but hungry mouths do not get along. Okay, and seeing other tribes grow in pop will scare the crap out of them, where they want more soldiers, that way they can compete with them, and this would likely result in wanting to trade, or putting every single dragon into the army to try and defend the tribe, which will likely stir politics. It could also result into them being jumpy and more aggressive due to feeling weak, which is, I don't know, it's a problem. It's definitely a problem for other tribes, especially, which will cause a whole lot of chaos. And to be honest, they'll probably be the last to industrialize, other than the Seawinks. As a result, these problems could either force trade to grow or force them to grow even more isolated, which not good. And could even result in them going a Viking, going out for raids to bring back wealth to home. Yeah, I mean, and that would obviously cause some problems. Most likely either the raid or trade route, though. It could be exploration, though. I mean, they could try to explore to gain wealth, but it's more likely the raid or trade route. Raid or trade. Well, to be honest, if it develops into the raid type, it would cause chaos in the other kingdoms, which would cause more negative perception, which leads to even less trade, and also probably causes them to have more strong local defenses. That way they can accurately defend each little city. Now, on to culture is, well, explosive. Well, yeah, I don't know if you can tell by the image. They are a fighter. Definitely fighters. Okay, for starters, very survival of the fittest. The tops get the spoils. The bottoms get nothing. Which is a good thing. It leads to strong, competent dragons. The survival of the strongest is a bit less now. They're becoming different to the exchanges. And their culture demands respect to their leaders, which does somewhat help deal with political instability. Though this has a side effect of the lowest ranks being very, very dependent on the leading ranks, which is kind of a problem. It's just in their culture. And also, high amount of indoctrination for traditions, strong traditionalist ideas, which is good because it means they're harder to sway, but is also bad because it's harder for them to change if they need to change, to adapt to something. And these are changing times in Bavaria, so that's a bit of a problem, which is a bit of a problem because changing times, they will have to change their culture quite a bit. I mean, that's kind of a no-duh. That it is changing. Glory being in power, the Rainwings becoming a new power, and Mudwings becoming the superpower of the nation of Pyarea. Yeah. Also, due to snowfall, revealing Icewing Guide to the Dragons of the World. Icewings revealed their guide to dragons. You thought the Nightwing guide was offensive? Oh dear God, I'll word this out for Al. Well, to say it's accurate, Guide to Dragon World, spoilers, I will read this quote for quote. Skywings are red, Seawings are blue. Don't trust anyone who looks different from you. Okay, that's pretty offensive for them. Rainwings change color, Mudwings are brown. If a dragon's not an Icewing, they're a danger to our crown. Yep. Nightwings are black, Sandwings are beige. If you see someone unfamiliar, you should immediately ice them in the face just to be safe. Okay, I love being honest and all seriousness, though. Snowfall revealing that to other tribes likely will offend them. Yeah, which means likely no trade deals for a second and some more anti-Icewing politics in other tribes, which will be a problem. And due to the amount of indoctrination Icewings have, it might take a sec for them to rethink it. It's not going to be perfect. There could even start a new war. Okay, in addition, Icewings have a no prisoner policy in their culture, which likely means no interrogations on later, or likely they simply don't want to. Because, well, no duh, they can't exactly store prisoners alive where they live because heating and air conditioning doesn't exactly exist. So they'd have to have hundreds of fires to store prisoners. So, yeah, no prisoner camps. Okay, changing times and Snowfall's ideas, whether good or bad, will cause the culture to have to change, which will cause instability. Once again, I have to bring this up again and again because it's so important. Chaos is happening. It's going chaotic. Icewings, though, can polish their scales to be shiny. It could be like a culture swing to go out to an event to polish scales to look nice. Yeah, that's probably just a little cultural thing that happens. To be honest, it probably is. Okay. Now, this was a little bit edited wrong and too long. Art-wise, ice sculptures seem common. No doubt, it's a common medium. Very common medium, will I say. But there are some things that might be done elsewhere. Now, let's talk about the gifts and how they can be used. Okay, let's talk about the Animus gifts and what their uses are and how they can be used. Wait, let's get another edit problem, but okay. Back to topic. Okay, so first of all, gifted defense. A cliff that kills non-Icewings that cross it. I honestly don't think this was such a big deal destroying it. Because, to be honest, why invade a place that can't be occupied at all because it's too cold to live up there? It just, there's no way they can invade. It's just like Russia. Still somewhat of a stupid move. Like, why did it have to get destroyed? It wasn't really the smartest move to have it tearing apart. Let's be honest. Well, why would gifted diplomacy? Well, let's non-Icewings not die from freezing and pass through the cliff. Well, to be honest, that is actually pretty good because it allows for important meetings. Useful nonetheless, though. I mean, really, if they had Turtle's Bowl, it'd be really useful, actually. The Gift of Splendor, an indestructible ice palace that serves as the capital. This is actually decent as it gives a good base of operations. And let's be honest, it can't be sieged. It's really Really durable, really tough. It's basically indestructible. It is indestructible, as a matter of fact, according to the words. So, no destruction of that. Gift of Light, honestly, no real use other than it's a pretty tree and a cool place to hang out. Oh, and gives a great light source for the palace. Okay, I mean, not gonna lie, the dragon that created the Tree of Life had to be a gamer, since gamers love lights on their PCs. Yep, that is accurate. Definitely a gamer dragon, or something like that. Gift of Order. Well, it's destroyed now, but used to make dragons hyper-competitive, struggling to get to the top of the ranks wall. It's just a stone ranking wall. It's really not that useful, other than it made them more competitive. Gift of Elegance. No real use, just snowflakes that look pretty, that fly in the palace to tell whether it's snowing outside or not. No real use. It's sort of just a thing. I don't really know why they need it. Okay, gifts of substance. Holes in the ice sheets that allow them to pick up and pop steals. This is kind of useful. It would be way more useful if there was more than 3. Or maybe if they had an automated netting machine, it would work. I don't know if they could do that, but it would work and might allow their pop to grow a tiny bit, but not really as useful because it's only 3 holes. Gift of Healing. Narwhal horns enchanted to cure frostbite. Useful in training accidents, but there should have been way more than 5, and it should have been cure all injuries. That would have been way useful. I mean, no duh. Okay, Gift of Strength. Tiara. No duh what that does. Okay, that's kind of obvious what that does. Okay, now, okay, what's the next one? Show me the next one. Okay, makes user stronger, super strength. Noda, it's kind of just, it's not really useful for battles. It can be useful if it was given to a commando or something. Give it compromise. Well, Snowfall says I'm already good enough at making compromises without magic, so I assume it just helps you make compromises. So, kind of useful, but your queen should be able to do that herself instead of being lazy and using some magical gift to do it. Gift of Vision. An opal ring that gives visions can be useful, but is annoying, according to Guide to the Dragon World. Obviously, visions are pretty darn useful. It's not as strong as, let's say, Clear Sight's visions, but it's kind of useful, actually. But let's be honest, though. It's not. That's basically just giving them icewing powers. Okay, Gift of Stealth. Pale silver wristband makes invisible like rain wings. Okay, this could be useful for spying, assassinations, that sort of stuff. Yep, they didn't invade my script this time. Unlike the last time, then they put in pretty rainbow dragons. Okay, back to topic. Really, there's only a few of these, and they're rare, so not even useful for guerrilla warfare, only for spying and for commando shenanigans, stuff to kill and get enemy leaders and get info. Other than that, really no use of it. And he can still be spotted by a Silkwing with that. Gift of Understanding. Ironically, no one knows how to use it. So mysterious. What could it be? Could it reveal knowledge? Could it reveal the source of Animus powers? Who knows? Okay, I would like to mention one unofficial gift that had a mean crown that makes the wearer tribus and hate Nightwings that has plagued the aristocracy. If I want to get technical, it'd be the queens. To be honest, that has kind of ruined the tribe's relationship between Icewings and Nightwings for far longer than it should have been run. So, decently bad. That is actually pretty darn bad. To be honest, I faked it decently, and then I said bad. You thought it'd be decently good, but it's not. It's kind of bad. Okay, now a quick theory. I actually do have a theory about the Great Ice Wall and to why it was constructed. Long ago, the Icewind Kingdom was warmer to where in summer months they could actually invade it and steal gold and stuff. That's why it was necessary back then, to be honest. Well, that's just my opinion. That would make sense because why would you choose that instead of something else that could have helped you economically wise? And that the world has been getting colder to where it can't invade. To where they can't be invaded. Okay, that's good. I like how cute this hint picture is I found on the internet. Look at them playing with... Oh, wait. Sorry. Back to topic. Okay. The overall conclusion, they would either cause chaos for other tribes, stay to themselves, or change culture to allow them to trade a bit more and grow a bit more. Overall, I think likely either A or C, depending on what snowfalls approaches, and it could start a civil war potentially, which would draw in other tribes for lamp oil and stuff and gold. So that would be a big problem. It would be very bloody. Announcement: I'm starting a Wasp spin-off series after I finish the Arc 4 video, why Arc 3 fails, some gun videos, and some more random climbing videos. Okay, bye. Have a great day. Some analysis videos, obviously.